Welcome to Nourish for Soul channel.
That Muhammad was with 40 of his followers in Dar al-Arqam. He picked up his sword, walking down the streets of Mecca alone. Now Umar ibn Khattab knows that he would be killed if he tries to kill Muhammad but he was determined to do it. Walking down the streets of Mecca, who did he meet? He met one of his relatives who was Muslim in secret, Nu'aym. So Nu'aym saw Umar ibn Khattab and he saw evil in his eyes and anger. He told Umar, "Where are you heading?" He said, "I'm going towards Muhammad to kill him." Nu'aym now has to think on the spot. What did he say? Nu'aym said, "Why don't you take care of your household first?" Umar ibn Khattab said, "What's wrong with my household?" Nu'aym said, "Your sister has become Muslim." By saying that, Nu'aym has put the sister of Umar ibn Khattab and her husband in danger. Why did Nu'aym do that? Why would he put Fatima bint al-Khattab and her husband in danger? He did it because he wanted to save Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Sahaba held Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in high esteem, and they saw that they could sacrifice their lives if it's going to protect his. So Nu'aym told Umar ibn Khattab, and this was news to him, that your sister has become Muslim. And Fatima was the wife of Sa'id bin Zayd bin Amr bin Nufayl. Sa'id is one of the 10 who were given the glad tidings of Jannah. Umar bin Khattab changed course, and now he was heading towards his sister's house. Khattab bin al-Arat was teaching Fatima and her husband Qur'an. So he had the scroll with him and he was reciting to them Surah Taha. When they heard the footsteps of Umar ibn Khattab, Khattab went into hiding, and Fatima took the scroll and she hid it under her thigh. And then Umar came in and he said, "What was that sound that I heard?" They said, "We didn't hear anything." Umar ibn Khattab said, "Yes, I did hear you recite something. Tell me what it was." And then he said, "And I've heard that you have become Muslim," and he immediately attacked Sa'id bin Zayd. And he started punching him. Fatima interfered and rose up to defend her husband. Umar ibn Khattab hit her in her face. When Umar ibn Khattab saw blood flowing out of the face of his sister, he became very sorry and he apologized. She said, "I have become Muslim and my husband is Muslim, and do whatever you want." Umar ibn Khattab said, "Give me that scroll you were reading." She said, "No." Umar ibn Khattab swore in the name of his gods that I'm going to return it back to you. Give it to me. She said, "Innaka mushrikun najis." You are polytheist and you are impure. Umar ibn Khattab went and washed himself and he came back. So she gave him the scroll, and Umar ibn Khattab recited the first verses of Surah Taha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Taha, we have not sent down to you the Qur'an that you be distressed, but only as a reminder for those who fear Allah, a revelation from He who created the earth and the highest heavens, the most merciful, who is above the throne established. To Him belongs what is in the heavens and what is on the earth and what is between them and what is under the soil. If you speak aloud, then indeed He knows the secret and what is even more hidden. Allah, there is no deity except Him. To Him belong the best names. And Umar ibn Khattab went on reciting these words, and when he finished he said, "These are wonderful words." When Khattab ibn al-Arat heard that, he came out of hiding and said, "Oh Umar, I hope that God will choose you, because I heard the Messenger of Allah yesterday make a dua and say," he made a prayer. Muhammad made a prayer and said, "Oh Allah, guide one of the two Umars, Umar bin Khattab or Amr bin Hisham. And I hope that you are the one Allah will select." Rasulullah just one day before made a prayer and said, "Oh Allah, guide one of the two Umars." And who are they? Umar bin Khattab, and the other one is Amr bin Hisham. Who's Amr bin Hisham? Abu Jahl. Rasulullah asked Allah to strengthen Islam with one of these two men. Umar bin Khattab told Khabbab bin al-Arat, I want to become Muslim. Where can I meet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Khabbab told him, go and meet him in Dar al-Arqam. Umar bin Khattab went to Dar al-Arqam and he knocked on the door. That was a secret meeting. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would hold secret meetings with the Sahaba in Dar al-Arqam because the movement of Islam in Mecca was underground. It wasn't public. So one of the companions stood up and he peeked through the door. And who would he see in front of him? Umar bin Khattab. He went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It says in the narration that the Sahabi was frightened and surprised, and he told Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Umar bin Khattab is outside and he's carrying his sword too. Because remember, Umar bin Khattab has carried his sword. His intention was to go and kill Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was carrying his sword with him. This companion had all the right to be frightened. I mean, this is Umar. Now, who in that gathering offered to go and open the door? Who is the one who can stand up and face Umar bin Khattab? Who would it be? Well, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did go later on, but who was the one who first stood up and said, I'm going to go? Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. The one who would stand up against Umar was Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib. He said, oh Messenger of Allah, if Umar has came for a good reason, we will reciprocate. But if he came with the wrong intentions, then I will kill him with his own sword. Rasulullah ﷺ told Hamza, no, I will open the door for him. Rasulullah ﷺ went and he opened the door. Now, but he was very well built. And for a while he was a wrestler. He used to wrestle in Mecca at his young age. So he was a huge, well-built man. Rasulullah ﷺ opened the door for Umar bin Khattab, and Rasulullah ﷺ was described as being of medium height and medium built. Rasulullah ﷺ was not short and not too tall and not very thin, but in the same time not a heavyweight. He was medium. So you can imagine Rasulullah ﷺ in front of this huge man. Rasulullah ﷺ grabbed Umar by his clothes and dragged him in and put him down on his knees and told him, oh Umar, when are you going to stop? Are you waiting for Allah to strike you with a thunderbolt? Umar bin Khattab said, oh Messenger of Allah, I have came to become Muslim. Now this happened between Rasulullah ﷺ and Umar, right next to the gate, and all of the other Sahaba were in a different room, so they didn't see what was happening. When Umar said that, Rasulullah ﷺ said, Allahu Akbar. All of the Sahaba knew what has happened. They realized that Umar became Muslim. They were so happy with that news. They made a takbir that was so loud, they immediately had to disperse because it was heard by the people in Mecca.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, like and share.